Hello, my little wonder bugs. Today we're learning how to use a pendulum. Hello, my little wonder bugs. Welcome back to my channel. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Maria Sewell. I'm a witch and a professional tarot card reader. And on my channel, we talk about divination, witchcraft, and lifestyle. And like I said at the beginning of the video, we're going to learn how to use a pendulum. But we're not just going to learn how to use it. We're going to learn also what is a pendulum and how it works as well. But before we start, I want to ask you guys to follow me on my social media, like Instagram, Facebook, and all that lovely stuff. Also, if you guys are interested in supporting my channel, just go to my Patreon and become a Patreon on my Patreon. Link is down below. And if you're interested in a private reading with me, go to my Etsy store. The link is also down below. Last but not least, if you're interested in any other witchy related videos that I've done here on my channel, just go to the right hand corner on your screen and there should be a link to a playlist of all my witchy related videos on witchcraft and all that good stuff. So first things first, before I tell you how a pendulum works or anything in that nature, you need to see what a pendulum is in the first place. And this is my pendulum. This is what I use for pendulum workings or anything with pendulums. So it's basically just a chain with a heavy object on the bottom. Some of them at occult stores or any place that you might find them will have crystals, different shapes, different sizes, maybe some of them might have symbols on them or anything in that nature. And to be honest, when it comes to this, when it comes to what your pendulum looks like, the one that you want to have, it's really up to you. It's what sings to you. What calls to you. And this one, when I went to buy my pendulum, this is the one that really stood out for me, that I was like, oh, I need to have this one. This is my pendulum. You know, it's meant for me. And I knew it immediately when I saw it. And just to let you know, it has like a little thing. You open it up and you can actually take out the, oh, I want to get the focus, god damn it. You can actually take that out and switch it out with something else if you wanted to. But this is the original one that it came with. I never exchanged it or moved it out. I never had a reason for it. And then at the bottom, okay, there we go. The bottom has a crystal that points, just in case you need a pointer for it. But it's not really that necessary. I could use it without the little pointer, but it still works amazing. So, and if you notice, it has also, like the colors for the chakras and whatnot. It's not perfect. Like this one's not, yeah, see, like it's kind of coming out and stuff, but it's still great. I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world, to be honest. But anyways, that is what a pendulum usually typically looks like when you go to an occult store or a metaphysical store or anything in that nature and they sell pendulums. They look somewhat similar to that. Some of them actually are just like a full crystal and they don't have any metal. It's just a crystal with a chain on it. Now let's say that you don't have the money nor the means nor the store or what have you to purchase a pendulum that's really fancy and cute and, you know, has like crystals on it and such. All you gotta do is just take a regular necklace that has a pendulum, not pendulum, excuse me, a pendant of some sort, and just close it on the clasp and just let it dangle down. And you can use it just like that. As long as the pendant weighs enough, it doesn't have to weigh a lot, just enough that it, because of the weight, you want it to sway and have that sort of weight to drag it down so then it can sway. You'll see why in a minute. I'll explain it. Now, the second thing that we need to talk about is how a pendulum works precisely. A lot of people think that it's your spirit guide or it's some sort of magical energy that comes out of nowhere. But to be honest, it's really your subconscious mind or your own energy. Because see, we know the answers to every question because we're connected to source. So when we ask a question to your pendulum, you're really asking directly to source, and through that energy goes through you and through the pendulum. And that's how the pendulum really works. So it's not some otherworldly energy that that is not that is giving you these answers. It's literally you connecting to source. It's just showing you in a physical manner as it sways, depending on the yes or and the no. The other thing that I get asked a lot is, how do I know if it's a yes or a no? Because pendulums usually just give you yes or no's. Sometimes they give you maybes, but I'll go into that in a minute. So what you do is you take your pendulum, like so. After you've picked it out, or you've decided that this is going to be your pendulum, whatever floats your boat, because it's all up to you what sings and like what resonates with you, okay? So what you do is you say to it, show me yes, and it'll start swinging and swaying, and you decide which is yes. See, this is my yes. My yes is back and forth like this. And then I'd be like, what's my no? Show me no. No is this way for me. So it really depends on you. I've met people that have, for them, a yes is clockwise, like it'll literally swing clockwise, and then a no is counterclockwise. It's counterclockwise. So it really depends on who you are as a person and how your energy manifests in the pendulum. So it's really up to you. So it's not some, like I have to say this a lot, but because I've had people say otherwise, and I'm like, no. It is not some other spirit or creature or anything that is giving you these answers, that it's making it sway. It's literally your body that is connecting to source, and that energy is moving actually your hand. So your body is moving. So it's not necessarily an otherworldly thing that is moving it. It's actually you are yourself, but it's because you already know the answer to your question. It's just showing you that answer through the pendulum. It's putting that energy of that answer through the pendulum to answer it for you. So then you could see it in the physical and are aware of it. So another question that I get asked quite often about working with pendulums is, can you predict the future with them? And the answer to that is a very simple yes. The only thing about them is that all you're going to be predicting is yes or no questions for the most part. If you want to be creative, you can get into more in-depth usage of your pendulum, but for the most part, they're usually yes or no questions. They can't give you, they could give you detailed questions, but you'd have to be very creative about it. Meaning, you could take out, you could say like, am I gonna get this gift for Christmas? And it'll say yes or no. And you'd be like, well, is it gonna be the red color that I wanted it to be? Then it'll say yes or no. But it won't be like, oh yes, you're gonna get it, and it's gonna be red. You're gonna get it on Tuesday. Your mom's gonna be so happy to give it to you. Like, it's not gonna be detailed unless you ask for details, and then it'll give you yes or no's to those details. Another thing that you can actually use pendulums with, or in conjunction with them, is actually spirit boards or spirit board looking pieces of cloth as well. So you can go online and find them. I forgot what they're called, but I think it's like pendulum cloths. Simple way of putting them. But it's basically a cloth that has like a yes or no and maybes. So, and sometimes they'll have like the alphabet. So you can actually spell out things. So you could put your pendulum, so you can put like your pendulum here and then have like the alphabet on a table, and it'll like swing to where you want it, like what it's spelling out to a question or something in that nature. That's how you can get details with them. But the problem is that you have to have, in my opinion, you have to have like the letters very separated, because if not, it'll look like maybe it's maybe it's an M, or it could be an N that it's swinging towards. I can't tell. So just be careful with that. Plus, the yes or no is already written. So even if, like, let's say your yes is this way, the yes on the paper might be, or on the cloth, it might be this way. So you're going to have to deal with that if that's how it's written. You could actually also write it out yourself. Get a piece of cardboard or paper or something, and you can be really creative and just draw it out, make it look really pretty. It's really up to you. And you can make your own spirit board kind of pendulum board thing. Last but not least, one of the things that I love using my pendulum for, that's actually a lot of fun. You can play practical jokes on people, or you can just have fun. I had a couple friends that came over once, and we did this for like a couple hours, and we were so like into what we were doing. Basically what we did was that we took each other's like keys or hair ties or whatever, just trinkets that we had laying around that were ours, and we hid them. And then what we would do is the person that was looking for their item, we would have like a piece of paper that had the drawing of all the furniture and all the things that were in the room where one of their items was hidden, and they would take the pendulum and go over each space or each area of the room, and they would ask, you know, is my item here? Is my item here? And so forth and so forth. And I shit you not, every time, if you did it right, if you concentrated, you got it right. They always found exactly where it was. And we hid everything in different places, different parts of the house. But it was actually a lot of fun. So that's actually something that you can do as a game that you can do with friends and have actually a lot of fun. It could even be like just like a thing that you do, you know, as a pastime, and it could help you connect with your pendulum itself. And if you feel comfortable, you can have just your pendulum and everybody use it. That's up to you. I don't know about that. But if everybody has a pendulum or something that is pendulum-like that they can use, by all means, you know, it's fun. It's lighthearted. You don't have to be worried about anything or energy. It's all good and clean. So it's definitely something to do that you can have a lot of fun with. All right, my little wonder bugs, that is the end of the video. I hope that you enjoyed. But before we sign off here, I'd like to ask you a question. Do you guys have a pendulum? Do you use your pendulum? Do you enjoy your pendulum? Do you even use it, or do you just like leave it at home and don't do anything with it? Like, give me your info. Give me your ideas. I'd like to hear them. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification button because it lets you know when I upload a video. So, what are you waiting for? Like, seriously. Other than that, guys, much love and blessings.